While everyone is fighting over shrinking inventory in Apex, savvy families are quietly shifting towards Garner. And there's a specific reason most people are completely overlooking this. From subtle school shifts to commute patterns that can completely change your daily life, we're breaking down which suburb actually wins long term. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you through both the well-known and the under-the-radar advantages of living in Garner in Apex, North Carolina. Plus some neighborhoods most videos never even mention. And make sure you stick around because there's one factor that could completely flip your decision by the end. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe because we talk everything Raleigh and the Triangle and make new videos like this every week. We love to cover all the surrounding suburbs so you can make the best move possible. And if you're thinking about relocating, call, text, or email us anytime. Our information is right here on the screen. We've also got some amazing free relocation guides in the description box to help make your move as frictionless and stress-free as possible. Now on the surface, Garner and Apex can look pretty similar, and they are actually only 17 to 18 miles away from each other. And both of them are growing fast. They're family friendly and both offer that quieter suburban lifestyle people are moving here for. But once you start living in these areas or even just spending more time like we do every week, you realize they feel very different day to day. Now let's start with that feeling because that is something people don't think about enough before they move to the Triangle. Garner has that subtle, under the radar lifestyle that's hard to fully understand until you're in it. Neighborhoods that we love like Annandale at Adams Point, and actually the whole Adams Point area for that matter, Heather Woods, Oak Park, Turner Point, and the Glens all have a little bit more breathing room. The lots feel bigger, the streets feel less crowded, and overall it just feels a bit more relaxed. It's not trying too hard, it's just it is what it is, and for a lot of families, that's exactly what they're looking for. Now here's where it gets interesting, because a lot of people automatically assume Apex, it wins when it comes to lifestyle. And honestly, in some ways, it absolutely does. Communities like Abington, Bellacasa, Carriage Downs, and Crockett Ridge are beautifully designed. You have sidewalks, amenities, pools, and a very polished, put together feel. It's the kind of neighborhood where everything looks like it belongs in a brochure. But that polish comes with a trade-off most people don't realize at first. Things are a little bit tighter. Homes are a little closer together. Traffic within those neighborhoods can feel busier, and overall, it's a more active environment. And for some people, whoop, that's perfect. But for others, it's something they don't fully notice until after they've actually moved in. And that difference in feel ties directly into something else that can make or break your experience, your commute. Garner surprises a lot of people. It sits just southeast of Raleigh with easy access to major routes like US 70, I-40, and the 540 expansion that's continuing to develop. That positioning makes getting into downtown Raleigh surprisingly quick, and more importantly, more predictable. And here's something a lot of people overlook. If your work or daily routine is anywhere east or southeast in North Carolina, or you're even flexible with remote days, Garner can actually make your life a lot easier than Apex. Apex, on the other hand, really shines for access to the RTP, Cary, and Morrisville, and you can actually get anywhere there in about 15 to 30 minutes depending on the time of day. If you're working in tech, biotech, or anything tied to that corridor, Apex can be incredibly convenient. But, and this is a big one, traffic has changed. Apex isn't that sleepy suburb it used to be. Areas around the 55 and the 64 can get majorly congested during peak times. And that daily drive can start to add up. So it really comes down to how you want your day to flow, not just where you live, but how you move. Now, before we get into home prices, because I know that's probably on top of everyone's mind, there's something that surprised us the most when we moved here from Southern California about 8 years ago, sight unseen. And it still impacts buyers today more than you'd think. It's how growth actually feels when you're there on the ground. Garner is growing, but it feels steady. You can see the development happening, but it hasn't overwhelmed the area. There's still a strong sense of identity, and it doesn't feel like it's constantly trying to catch up. Apex is a different story. It's booming. And that comes with a lot of upside. New restaurants, new shopping, new communities, it's exciting. But at the same time, that rapid growth can mean construction, shifting traffic patterns, and certain areas feeling like they're still in transition. So the question becomes, do you want something that feels more established and balanced, or something that's evolving quickly with a lot of energy behind it? Now, let's finally talk about housing, because this is where a lot of decisions really get made. And this is where the numbers really start to separate these two places. As of April 2026, the median home price in Garner is sitting around the mid 380,000s to the low 400,000s depending on the neighborhood. With places like we talked about, Adams Point, Turner Point, and Heather Woods often giving you more square footage and larger lots at that price point. In Apex, it's a whole different story. That median price jumps closer to the high 500s to even the mid 600s and even higher, especially in communities like Bellacasa, Abington, and Carriage Downs, where demand stays consistently strong. So when you hear people say you get more for your money in Garner, well, that is exactly what they're talking about. You're not just buying square footage, you're buying flexibility, room to grow, room to breathe, and often a little bit more privacy without stretching your budget quite as far. In Apex, you're typically paying a premium for location, school reputation, and that polished suburban feel. But that often means trade-offs like smaller lots, tighter layouts, or having to compromise somewhere to stay within a budget. And this is where we really help people dial things in, because it's not just about what the house looks like online. It's about what's going to work for you 6 months down the road, a year, 5 years, and more. And it's not just the house, it's the lifestyle. Now that's something that doesn't get talked about enough on any of these videos, but it absolutely should, and the overall community feel is super important. Garner tends to feel more rooted, more local, people stay longer, and there's a familiarity that builds over time. It's not flashy like parts of Apex, but it's consistent. Apex feels a little bit more fast moving. There's always something new happening, new people coming in, and a lot of energy in the air. It's vibrant, but it can feel different depending on what you're used to and where you're coming from. The truth about both of them is they have a little bit of country feel, which we like, and for many of our clients that don't want Cary, North Hills, or Raleigh, they love this about both of these suburbs. Neither one is better, it just depends on what kind of environment you're looking for. And when it comes to things to do, both areas bring something different to the table. Garner gives you quick access to parks, outdoor spaces, and a quieter recreational lifestyle. And being so close to downtown Raleigh means you can tap into all the restaurants, events, and entertainment without living right in the middle of it. Apex has more built-in convenience, restaurants, shopping, breweries. It's all right there, integrated into their community. And places like Beaver Creek make everyday errands simple and quick. But interestingly enough, some people actually prefer Garner specifically because it doesn't feel overly commercialized. It feels more natural, more laid back, and for a lot of families, that's a big win. Now, earlier I mentioned there's something about Garner that most people overlook, and this is where it really comes together. It's the position Garner's in right now. Garner is still on the rise with infrastructure improvements, road expansions, and its proximity to Raleigh. Shocks a lot of people, it's only 14 minutes from downtown Raleigh and 20 minutes from Cary. So it's quietly becoming one of the more strategic long-term plays in the triangle. Apex has already arrived. It's established, it's in demand, and it's proven. But Garner still has room to grow, and that's where some families see real opportunity. Now, if you're thinking about making a move, this is exactly what we do every day. Call, text, or email us anytime. Our information is right here on the screen. We've helped a lot of families relocate here, and we'd love to help you do the same. And don't forget to grab one of those free buyer and seller relocation guides in the description box. They'll seriously make your move a whole lot easier. And at the end of the day, choosing between Garner and Apex really comes down to how you want your life to feel. Apex gives you that polished, high-demand suburban experience with strong schools and proximity to the RTP. Garner offers more space, a slower pace, and a unique opportunity that more and more people are starting to recognize. And just remember, our family made this move 8 years ago from Southern California, sight unseen. We know what it feels like to make this kind of huge life decision from a distance, and how important it is to get it right the first time. So if you're trying to figure out which one fits you best, reach out anytime. We're here to help guide you every step of the way. And if you're still in research mode, no pressure. Make sure to subscribe so you can get our weekly videos that we put out on different suburbs around the triangle. Also, check out our sister channel, Life in Raleigh NC, with hundreds of videos about schools, commutes, houses, entertainment, and so much more. And I'm curious, if you had to choose right now, are you leaning towards Garner for the value and growth, or Apex for the location and lifestyle? And what's one thing that's making that decision the hardest for you? Put it in the comments. And until next time, I'll catch you on the next video.